come through. But I already have a woman here that I'm connecting with for you, and she mentioned something about the dog. Sorry, I'm off to the side here. I'd grab something. So she mentioned something about your dog. So do you have dogs right now?
I do. I have two dogs. I just got a second dog.
And I feel like it's is mom on the other side, because it feels very maternal. It's a very maternal feel, the woman on the other side.
Yeah, she is.
And she's mentioning the dogs, and she says things have been kind of crazy and rowdy with the dogs. Can you hear me okay? Because I've got a different microphone I can hook up to. But she thinks that things have been kind of crazy.
I've got a plane coming overhead.
Oh no. All right, here, I'm gonna hook up my microphone. Hopefully it'll be more sensitive. All right, there we go. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay. So she mentions that difficulty and things are, it's almost like, I don't necessarily want to say difficulty adjusting, but she says that, things have been kind of crazy around the house, and it almost feels like one of the dogs has been kind of naughty. So she's like, I just want you to know that I'm watching and I'm seeing, and it's almost like she's giggling about it. It's like she may have warned you about too many before, but she thinks it's kind of funny. Now she also mentions 2. So do you have 2 children, or are you one of 2?
I am one of 3.
Okay.
And but I have 1 daughter.
Okay. So I'm going to say that she's acknowledging the other 2 that I'm not talking to right now, that she wants to acknowledge, the other 2 children. And she mentions, okay, so for them, she mentioned something about, I don't know, there's something about a cat. So does one of them have a cat right now that's not well? I feel like the cat's older and kind of sick.
I don't know.
Okay. So she's mentioning that. Now Dad is also with her. And who is the one that did the crossword puzzles and stuff? Because I'm getting the book with I'm writing in the puzzles. It could have been like the word searches, crosswords, the Sudoku. I feel like I'm writing in this book all the time.
Oh, I'm not sure. That might have been my grandfather.
Okay, because I just get the book and the writing, and now is he very outdoorsy? Because I'm getting when I'm not busy, I feel like those were ways to exercise the mind, and I'm getting that when I'm not busy doing those kinds of things, I'm outside. I'm working on something outside.
My grandfather was a hunter. He was an outdoorsman. He had a boat.
So that's probably why he's showing the outside. I'm outside. I'm outside. Any chance that he could get, he would be outside. So then Mom says, thank you for helping to take care of me. She comes back in. So that tells me that you helped to care for her when, things got hard. And she says that she really wants to thank you for that, and she appreciates it. She says that it wasn't always easy to help her, because she says, let's be honest, I wasn't always the easiest person to communicate with. And I'm asking well, what do you mean by that? And she says that she has a very strong opinion about the way things are and should be. So she said that could sometimes, I don't want to say interfere, but it blocked communication sometimes, because she didn't want to give at all in those cases.
Yeah, my mother had a saying, not even God can change my mind. That's what she would say.
So she just says, how that kind of, could block the communication occasionally. And oh goodness. So, but she's, I get that she has a very strong opinion and she's very strong-minded, but she's also very loving and very caring. And, you didn't want to get in the way or mess with her kids, because she would come at you. She would do what she needed to do to protect hers, but she was also very nurturing in certain aspects. Now, who's the boy that's connected with her? I want to say a younger boy, probably late teens right now. Is there a grandson?
There's a grandson. He's He's probably in his early 20s.
So, but okay, so she's mentioning him and how it almost feels like that he's having difficulty figuring out where exactly he wants to be and what he wants to do. I just keep getting the coins, like money, money, money. So it's like he's concerned with the financial aspect of his life, and how he's going to make that grow. So she just wants to acknowledge that, there's that as well. Now, was Dad into cars? Because I get the male energy showing me like old cars.
My grandfather was.
Okay.
He was.
It's interesting that Grandpa keeps coming across as Dad.
Oh, I don't. I mean, my father left us when I was. My parents got divorced right after I was born. So
did Grandpa kind of step in and like take that dad-ish place?
No, my mother and my grandfather just had a very close relationship. Okay. So, I mean, she worked for his business and,
That could be why it's coming through his dad, I guess. But he's very, very much with you. Now, he's also showing me the water, like sails and such. So did he have a boat that he had out on the water often, or did he just like going out on the water?
No, he had a boat. He had a boat up on the St. Lawrence.
So he shows me the ship with the water, and I get this peaceful feeling in that, but I also get he was someone to be reckoned with. He was a very strong personality. He would give to his family is what he's showing me, but he also, when it came to certain aspects such as finances or any kind of legal matters, he was very rigid. He was very, like he just, again, he had specific opinions about the way that things are supposed to be, and he wanted to make sure that his family was financially secure, is what I'm getting.
He was an old-fashioned businessman. My grandfather was, yeah.
So that was very, that was very much a piece of who he was at the core. That said, he says that so he wants to make sure that you are happy and doing what you love, but he also says that you need to make sure that you have that financial legacy to leave behind for your family afterwards. Just so that way they're taken care of. I almost feel like this is something that he tried to do himself, and he wanted it to like kind of continue on down through, that there was always something left for the family. Family is very, very important from what I can feel with him, that it's very, that's high priority. Family's high priority. And did he have a struggling marriage as well? Because he mentions that something about it's not just like the relationship can't be based on just love, kind of feel like there has to be some sort of foundation built. There has to be some sort of agreement per se. So I'm not sure if he's trying to tell me about his relationship or if he's just speaking in general, but it just feels like it can't just be an emotional based connection, that there has to be some logic based connections as well. It almost feels like he doesn't want you basing everything or anybody else basing everything on just emotion, on just love. Like it's not enough is what he's saying. Love is just not enough in itself. And then he says to me, he says to me, for you, don't lose yourself. So when you're trying to help out all of the other people and you're trying to make all these other connections, he says, don't lose yourself. So he doesn't want you to lose that essence of who you are, trying to make other people happy or trying to help other people. He says, because you help other people all the time. It's just kind of what you do. So, I mean, and I know that, but it doesn't feel like just within the business realm. It feels personal as well. Like you help people in your personal life as well, often. So he just wants you to make sure that you're holding on to that piece of yourself as well. Is there anybody on the other side that you would like to connect with other than those?
I'm wondering if, I mean, I'd love to hear more from my mother, if that, if she's still there. If she's, got any kind of message for my daughter, or, I know that they were very close.
So when I reach out for mom again, she brings me to a necklace. So I don't know if you have a necklace of hers or if you've given a necklace of hers to your daughter, but she mentions the necklace. And for your daughter, she wants her to know, she says, I need her to know that I'm so proud of her. And that she needs to make sure she doesn't give up on her dreams, doesn't give up on that path that she is trying to forge forward. She says that she has been questioning herself and some of the ideas that she's had. She says, but she needs to stop questioning so much. She needs to start having a little more faith in herself and her abilities. So she needs to really embrace that and, and gung-ho, move forward. She says, I love that little doll so much. She says that she can be very opinionated like her. She's a bit feisty as well. She says that she has some fire in her, and that couldn't make her happier. Like she loves that she has that spunk and that spice to her. She says, because that's going to keep her from being taken advantage of, and it's going to keep her fueled along the way throughout her life. So she's really very, very proud of her. She also says that you need a real vacation. So
that's hysterical.
She says it's been some time since you've actually taken a real vacation. She says taking time off of work does not count. She says you need to go away. She's showing me like little drinks with umbrellas in them and like fans and like palm trees. She's like, you need to go away. Like
I can
vacation.
I think the whole world should go away for a vacation.
I'm telling you. But she says that you could really use that right now. You have been carrying a pretty heavy load, is what she's saying, and you need some time to just replenish, recharge. So it's really funny because do you have plans to go to like Hawaii or someplace like that? Because it really feels like kind of Hawaii, with like the straw huts and like all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's funny. No, I'm turning 60 next year, so hopefully I think my girlfriends and I are planning a little something maybe just to get away, but nothing's on the books yet, not with COVID at least.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, that does make things a little bit difficult.
Yes, it does. Yes.
So, but like I said, she's showing me the whole nine. Like you need to just go and relax and have a good time and unwind. She says you can only take care of people so long the way that you are until you're, kind of burn out. So she's just a little worried about you burning yourself out and overdoing things. So.
Well, tell her I miss her, will you please?
She says, well, of course. She's like, I know. She says, She says she tries to leave you messages. She tries to connect with you. And then she shows me like, so is she very outdoorsy as well? Because she shows me like just soaking in the sun, just like closed eyes, face up, and just like soaking in the sun. So it feels like, you know.
Gardener.
Huh?
She was a gardener.
Ah, yes. So she just loved that whole outdoor sunshine aspect. And she just, you know, wants to, and I feel like those are the times, especially when she tries to connect with you, is when you're outside and you're in the sun and you're, you know, just soaking that up. And I feel like those are the times that she really is doing her best to try to connect. So, did you have any questions for her or for Grandpa?
I don't. I wonder what she remembers of her own passing. Does she remember anything from her own passing?
So she shows me a hospital bed. So that tells me that she would have either been in a nursing home or in the hospital. Or just, I mean, she could have been in a hospital bed at home, I suppose. So she shows me that and says something about being sick. But then she shows me like fading, like in and out. She shows me this like in and out kind of. So it feels like that conscious, like kind of sliding in and out. She says, but other than like the fade in and out kind of stuff, she doesn't remember a whole lot. She knows that she had people there with her. She shows me the number 2 and then the number 3. So I don't know if there were like people that took turns being with her, but she shows me the changing number. She says, but as far as like feeling the physical pain or anything like that, I don't get that there was a lot of that. I get, like I said, just that consciousness kind of slipping in and out. But she knows that she wasn't alone. So, do you have any other questions at all, or?
Oh, I have some questions for you. Can I ask you some questions?
Sure.
I'm just curious. I mean, so we've always had in my family this kind of sixth sense. You know, my grandmother, my mom. You know, we've always, I think, had this, you know, feeling of, you know, spirits or feeling of, you know,